Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're about to talk about is the left finally realizing that all their gun control pushes and desires are backfiring so splendidly that they're resorting back to innovation to solve the problem of which they claim they're trying to solve. This one is going to make your brain hurt a little bit. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on, specifically because that algorithm is victimizing a lot of people by unsubscribing them because we are seeing it across the board. So make sure you check it. But with that said, let's dive into this because the backfires seem to be increasing in velocity and a lot more common for the gun controllers. In fact, so much so that I'm about to show you how they highlight their prior backfires and kind of back off, or at least offer the opportunity to say maybe gun control is not the answer. We all know it's not about guns or gun rights or saving lives, it's about control. But this is going to really put a dent in that argument. Check this out. All right, this is from The Hill today. Instead of gun regulation, let's try innovation. What? So if you're brand new to the gun world, or if you guys have been here a while, which a lot of you have been, you know that the main rules of the gun world have always been pretty static. It's all about safety. It's about enhancing your safety through your rights. It's about taking part in something that is a sacred right for all American citizens. It's bigger than just regulations and control. It's about a freedom choice. It's about a freedom opportunity that we have that others don't have in the globe to defend ourselves both from tyranny, domestic and foreign, and just from criminals. It's a freedom that we hold pretty dear. It's not about control. It's about freedom. But here what we're about to see, and I'm about to walk you through a lot of the examples, is that control element is falling apart. From the population acceptance, from the SCOTUS acceptance, from the judicial across the board. It's backfiring splendidly, and they're even going to reference some real big blue bastions here. Check this out as we go through. The U.S. Surgeon General just issued the first ever advisory assessment about gun violence, declaring it a public health crisis. We covered that. It's a political move from an executive office. Duh. The report explains the multiple complex factors that are responsible for almost 50,000 deaths a year, which, by the way, 2/3 are suicides. As scholars who study firearms history, regulation, and innovation, we want to highlight an important part of the report, that firearm violence is also fundamentally shaped by technological innovation. Now, here's the part where they're kind of going to angle, just so you know. Innovation has brought forward more guns and more innovation on the gun side of things, but it hasn't innovated around the control, around the safety element. Now, a big part of that is it's kind of hard to innovate around safety if you're fighting regulations about taking those gun rights all the time. The left has made the argument about taking guns and restricting access, not about making guns that exist as a right a safer. That is not the entire point. In fact, it's been so focused on regulation that any type of effort to make an innovation that would be couched as a safety innovation can easily be looked at from a control perspective. They've poisoned the well. Now, having said that, we have an entire industry, as I mentioned, built around safety. It's a great responsibility to be safe, and it's a great responsibility to have our rights. That's a huge part of our ethos. But as we go through this, understand they're lamenting the absence of something of which they helped destroy. Okay, check this out. Throughout history, the industries responsible for these technologies have been enormously innovative, talking about gun companies. From Samuel Colt's repeating pistol in the 19th century, the M16 and the AR-15 in the 20th century, to the recent innovation of bump stocks, with the Supreme Court recently found to fall outside existing statutory regulation of machine guns. So they're lamenting all of these losses they try to control, right? In each of these cases, innovations have largely come in the form of increased lethality, by the way, at the demand of the government. The government's the one that subsidizes these because they want more effective ways to wage war. Just throwing that out there. These weapons kill people more quickly and reliably than their predecessors. The history of innovations that promote firearm safety, however, or to minimize the risk of firearm violence have been more checkered. That's the entire point. In fact, they're about to bring in this next segment how the government of New Jersey completely stifled innovation because they wanted to get rid of the guns in general. You can't innovate something that you're looking to ban. You can't put so many regulations on a company where they can no longer put out products. It becomes a problem of can we even exist versus can we make this safety opportunity for the market to adopt or reject. understand, that's what we're talking about here. The left has backfired yet again. Here we go. Check it out. This is the payoff. Although established firearms manufacturers developed functional prototypes more than a quarter century ago, the first smart gun on the US market only appeared in 2023. So what happened? Gee, I wonder what happened. In 2002, New Jersey passed the Childproof Handgun Act in an attempt to encourage smart gun development. Wait for it, this is where the control comes in and it hampers all innovation. The law required that once a personalized handgun became available to the market for 3 years, no new traditional handguns will be allowed to be sold. By guaranteeing the market, the statute was meant to boost innovation. Bull. The statute was meant to put a regulatory hampering on the gun manufacturers and then prevent any other gun from being sold, which obviously means why would I expand into a market where I can get 5% margin or 5% market adoption when I can have an entire existing market adoption with all my products that are already on the market? The entire thing was meant to outlaw the bigger part through gun control. But they're complaining about, well, there was no innovation on these smart guns. What happened? It's because the left tried to get rid of all the guns. This is not difficult. But now the gun controllers from places like Duke University are really head scratching and trying to figure this one out. Check it out. I'm not just making this up. Talk about Backfire. They said it right here. Yet the law backfired in spectacular fashion. You want to know why? Gun rights advocates objected to the law and boycotted both manufacturers and sellers, driving Colt and Smith & Wesson towards bankruptcy because it was perceived as a gun control move because it was from New Jersey. Innovative startup firms would now be completely responsible for development, testing, and manufacturing of new products without the possibility of being acquired by an established firm. Although the market for smart gun technology seemed to exist, innovation stalled because they interrupted the natural economic process of an industry. If you get rid of the ones at the top are the ones that fuel the innovation because they have larger R&D research and development budgets. Then they can acquire smaller firms that took the advantage and took it on the idea that they could have this great thing and then be bought by larger firms, which will mean that it's distributed across the entire market. But the gun-controlling leftists wanted to destroy the entire thing, which hampered the innovation they're lamenting right now. All right, now that we've set the standard here, listen to what this has gotten them to realize. Okay, this is the big payoff of the entire article, why I'm covering it. The gun debate has largely focused on difficult questions regarding the effectiveness, political plausibility, and constitutionality of gun regulation, because all they want to do is have control and take the guns and hit the Second Amendment, kill the NRA, get rid of guns. That's the point. They've been so laser focused on getting rid of guns that they're foregoing any other option of the fact that guns exist as a right in our country, and you can make innovation by market demand, but you don't want that because you want full control, and then you get upset that there's no market adoption or demand. It's typical leftism. Anyway, one more. Let's just wrap this up. But the distribution and availability of firearms in the United States is driven by a distinctive set of market and legal forces. Focusing on technological innovation might be the easiest path to saving lives. And this is the part where I'm going to challenge this hard. Not the article, to the left. If your main goal, and I've said this many times, if your main goal is to have people be safe, and the idea is that they can have all these different options and have all of their rights without you infringing on them just to be safe, but that's why you want them to be so safe that they just can't have their rights, you done goofed. The way that this works is the market will demand safety features if they're needed. If they're not needed, the market won't demand them. The people will buy them or the people will not buy them. If they buy them in mass, guess what? You now have a market of which the companies will pursue. It's about profit margin. I know, something else very, very evil. But now you've got a situation where you've outlawed anything else and you've completely stalled innovation, and then you complain about the fact that there's no innovation. This is about control, and control affecting the outcome of which they claim is the desired outcome. It's not. It's about control. But now that they're getting stuffed in the courts, they're getting stuffed in the legislatures, they're getting stuffed across the board, now they're complaining they need innovative economic resources. Guys, see this for what it is. This is a flag of, I give up, oh my God, we're getting smoked. We got to look at innovation, which is what you should have done in the exact first place if you wanted to bring something to market and let the market tell you if it's good or bad. But anyway, that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.